What's going on, guys? It is Stacy and Michelle with those raindrop combos. We are coming to you tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about the controversy with Meek Mill and this huge, controversy about the artwork that is on the city bus that represents his new album cover. So there's a lot going on with that to discuss. We're going to talk about, is this the correct depiction for Black women? We're going to talk about that in a moment. Michelle will be right with us. Give us a moment. Let's hit the intro. So what's going on, guys? Michelle.
What's up, Chickadee? We're trying to do our own production and producing and everything.
We are. Our producer is on a hiatus right now.
Right. And we're just on quick, man, just to kind of talk about this thing because it's been blowing up over social media with Meek Mill. And I'll be honest, before we decided to do this live, I've been saying it on social media all week, but before we decided to do this live, I asked my kids, I was like, do y'all know who Meek Mill is? And they didn't know. So I don't know what generation he's. The only thing that I know about him, because I'm not really a follower of his music, the only thing I know about is that he had done some jail time, and then there was some Jay-Z.
Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend. Let's get that out there. Yeah.
And then Jay-Z, and even they were really picketing for him to get out of jail.
For him to come and do this, but we'll get into that.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but he has a lot of people. So if you don't know what's going on, there's a city bus. I think where is the city bus?
Was it his tour bus or a city bus?
No, it's a city bus.
It was like Philly, where he's from. That's where it was. Yeah, because the biggest thing that sparked it was this white guy.
No, it's Hollywood Boulevard in California.
But he didn't have a bus in Philly as well?
No, I don't know. But the bus that the young man, the white man that came out and is like up in.
And look for that viral video. We were going to show it tonight. Didn't have a chance to grab the coverage, but
he's up in Roar.
So that was in LA?
This is in Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a bus, and the bus apparently has the artwork from Meek Mill's most current album, or the album that I don't know if it's been released or it is being released, but it's depiction of Black women on stripper poles, bending over, showing a whole lot of, skin, if you will. And a lot of people are saying it's just art.
And we've got it showing here. We're sharing the screen where we're actually showing it. So if you're not familiar, then please take a look. It's a bit, provocative, depending on what you consider as art or just, cultural. I'm not feeling it.
And he has, a lot of supporters. One, we're in Atlanta, so Killer Mike is big in Atlanta. Killer Mike is a rapper. He's also an activist, and he's saying that it's art. Okay, it's art, and kudos, I guess, to the young lady who actually was commissioned to do the artwork, and her name is Nina Abney, a Black woman. Ironic, but a Black woman, and you know what? It is art. I get that. However, I don't know if I've been to.
And let me. I'm kind of. Give me just a sec, because I want to check you guys' comments while we're online.
I've been to art galleries. Many of us go to.
All right,
many of us go to museums. Hopefully, that's culture,
right?
So I've been to galleries and exhibitions, and when you go, what you actually have is next to each artwork or in each exhibit, you have some type of biography, or you have some type of wording that gives you the context of the painting. And so here you're seeing this artwork with all of these, what I see as negative depictions,
right,
but you don't have the context that you would see in a museum,
right,
or a gallery. So yes, if I'm, in California and I see this bus and my kids are with me, and or any other kids, there's no context,
right? Because how do you explain that? Oh, baby, this is a work of art from a Black artists that wanted to express. Well, how do you express a woman bending over showing her cooch?
Right.
I mean, I'm talking about, let's just keep it 100. I mean, she's showing her cooch. So
on a stripper pole,
right?
You know what I mean? Like we're talking about on a stripper pole,
right?
On stripper poles, and bending over for public consumption. Is this the way that we as Black women want to be depicted? And it baffles me that we have a white man
that really was outraged about it.
Right.
He went off. And please, I encourage you to please look up the viral video. Look up the white guy that goes completely nuts over seeing this, this bus photo and this artwork. He went off, y'all. So just look at it. It went viral, and maybe
he's challenging Black women. To say, is this how you want to be portrayed? Is this what you want people to see you? And I'm not mad at him.
I'm not mad either. But some of the comments on that video were like, well, it's none of your business. Stay out of, they were more concerned about his race as opposed to the fact that he was saying something that we should all be a little bit concerned about. It's Halloween. Halloween's coming up. You worry about Michael Myers. I'm scared of stuff like this happening because
because I don't want my daughter to think that this is a good representation of Black women.
Right.
We have so many Black women that are out there that are doing things. We have, of course, Oprah Winfrey, but we have Ava DuVernay. We have, just Viola Davis.
Yeah.
So many women who are out there doing great things. And this is what we want to show. And for me, it takes it back to why Black women, which I am a Black woman, so I can say that, why Black women are we allowing men to kind of sculpt our image?
Right.
We saw that when you go back to the Biggie and the Lil' Kim. You mean to tell me Lil' Kim didn't have bars?
Right.
Without going out there and, having pasties on and no clothes and, saying all this freaky stuff.
But in the movie, what did he tell her? Remember what he told her when she was trying to rap like a dude? He was like, nah, man, people want to hear something soft coming from a woman. Cool. And then she went real like hard, sexy, and pornographic. So she went from one extreme to the next. It's like, so I'm either going to be a hard thug or I'm going to be like really whorish.
But we're coming from, because we're of an older generation,
right? And I keep always reminding myself of that because I'm not really a Meek Mill fan, but
right.
Somebody is, and someone's going to see this and be like, hey, dude. So,
but let's go back. We had the Queen Latifahs. We had the MC.
Who you calling the?
We had
UNITY.
Hello. We had the yo-yos. We had the women. We had the Monie Loves. We had women who upheld a certain standard.
Right.
And they were in the game and they were, winning the game.
Right.
Just like their male counterparts.
Right.
So
to say it can't be done, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
We are falling into, again, allowing men. And I'm sorry, man, some of y'all are just really, I don't know if horny. Can we say horny?
I think men are easily,
just sexually aroused,
and that's maybe their nature. Maybe that's their nature,
fine. Right? However, we have to be the gatekeepers when it comes to how we are portrayed,
right?
Period.
There's a space for that, isn't it? I mean, you've got your strip clubs. There's a space where you can go and be that wherever, if you need to fulfill your, your needs, that can be. But now when you're putting it out there where we don't even have a way to censor it, where is the parental advisory for any of this nowadays?
I'm just saying, each demographic, and that means nationality, race, whatever, gender, we have to be the protectors of our image.
Right.
And I find it very disheartening that as women, we have allowed ourselves to be portrayed any old kind of way.
Right.
As the older generation used to say, any old kind of way, anything goes. No. Let's look at how, when you said synonymous, what are Black people synonymous for? You said that last time. What are Black women
don't seem like
for?
Anything good. I mean, no matter how much they say we are the most educated, the thing is, we are the most educated of our race, but what is being portrayed to other people, other cultures, other countries, right? That's the thing that you need to be concerned about. They're not saying, oh, black, come to America and black people, black women are going to be your most highly educated. No, you're being portrayed by a lot of these stereotypical things that are not the norm for us. And so that's my issue. It's just like, can we, just get some censorship? Yeah. And can we get back to censorship? It seems like they're censoring everything but the stuff that is the crudest and most disgusting. And like I said, I am not an angel by any, because remember what? Snoop Dogg. Doggy Style. Remember his CD cover? Him in a doghouse with a woman. That was crude, but honestly, I didn't see it like that back then because it was, hey, Snoop Dogg. Everybody was jamming to it. So we were young. So we're talking about the people
on the city bus. I understand there was censorship back then. That the whole Luke era, Uncle Luke era.
Oh, they shut it all down.
Whole, explicit warning labels and all that were being introduced at that time. So it wasn't for public
definitely. And the concern is that, is it because now that, social media and online marketing, all of that stuff, marketing has changed now. So in order for Meek Mill, who has come out of this crazy situation, being in jail, being locked up, back on the scene, is that his only way to really kind of push that? I'm still not going to listen to your music. I don't
anything goes. Are we living in a time where anything goes?
It seems like anything goes when it comes to portraying us. Hello? I don't see anything goes when it comes to portraying anybody else.
Hello.
So that's my concern. Why is anything goes with us?
I'm just saying, I don't see, this is not about, Asian women. This is not about, African women.
Right.
This is not, Jewish women. Like,
somebody specifically said that because the color of the women, take a look at the image, that there is no doubt who he was targeting with this particular artwork, this cover. I don't know if this is going to be the cover of his new music. I know this is on
I think it is the cover.
Okay, so
I think this is the cover.
And this is probably going to be thrown everywhere. If that is the case, there is no doubt who this woman is on this artwork. This is not a Hispanic woman. This is not a white woman. This is not a Jewish woman. This is a black woman. And look at all the nature type scenes. It's just so much mixed into that just it's disgusting and disturbing.
There's no context, because if I'm at an art museum or I'm at an art gallery and I see this, maybe there is, a story that goes along with it that provides some context. Maybe what the artist was trying to portray is the misogynistic manner in which hip hop portrays Black women. Maybe that could be, but I don't know that because it's on the side of a city bus or a tour bus or whatever, that I don't have the context of what the artist is actually trying to say. So what I see is an extremely misogynistic depiction of Black women.
Right.
And that makes me think, oh, wait a minute. Is this what Black women are in America? Is this what they're about? They're about stripping, taking off their clothes for money or whatever, for men, like whatever it is.
Right.
And so without that context of what the artist is really trying to say, I don't know. I'm left up to my own interpretation as well as whoever else sees this. So don't tell me that this is art. This is the same thing you would show in a museum or you would see in a museum. Okay, put it in a museum and give me some context.
Right.
Not on a bus where my kids are, liable to see it and not understand what the hell's going on.
Right.
No.
Yeah. And unless we miss something, because the thing is, like you said, the context is when the album actually drops. If it's dropped, I don't know. But if the album promotes the misogynistic tone of this artwork, then that just all that does is confirms what we already think, is that if he comes out with the same old women but and if that's what we're gonna see,
music, that's hip hop. Hip hop is so misogynistic.
Yeah.
Women are literally in the gutter.
But it wasn't always like that.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, I was watching or looking at Instagram the other day, and everyone's you young people, love I'm a Moneybagg Yo fan. I mean, let me just say that. I like his music. But I was reading a tweet from Moneybag Yo, and he dates, I want to say it's Ari. My daughter gets on me all the time for not knowing the name. She's like, no.
So that's who they're following? Is that who?
Right.
Okay.
That was JT. No, that's Carisha. No, whoever.
Right.
I think he's with Ari. I don't daggone know.
Right.
Whoever he's with, the tweet was, I told my B to get behind me. And he, of course, spelled out the word because it's a picture of him and the young lady who he's dating, I believe Ari. I told my B to get behind me because I'm in my zone. Hold on. Did you just call your lady a B?
Right.
For everybody to see. And that's supposed to be a compliment.
Right.
I'm confused, Black women. When are we going to stand up and say, who you calling the B? And
right.
Like people say, you know?
About.
And it's like, that's a compliment coming from him. I wish the hell a man, number one, a king would never do that.
Right.
But I wish the hell a man that I'm dating would get on Twitter and call me a B.
Right.
Excuse me?
But do they think it's okay? Because there are the young ones that are at the concert jamming to it when they get called a B in the song, but then when you get called it outside of that context, you're like, who you calling? No,
they don't even say that anymore. This generation is accepting of any and everything.
Right.
And they don't see that as disrespect. It's disrespectful. Now, if you would have said, I told my lady to get behind me, I told, as the old men say, I told my old woman, my old lady
right.
to get behind me. Different story.
Yeah, because you're handling things up front, so she don't need to be out there. You know what I mean? So.
But I told my B to get behind, and you just all in the picture, like, as Suge say, all in the video.
Right. But why it's always got to be us? I mean, I say that every time we bring up these types of topics, I'm always like, why it's always got to be us?
Really?
I mean, I would love.
I don't see white men doing
that's what I'm saying. And I ain't saying I would love to see other races, but I would, to normalize it. Show me where other cultures and other races are doing the same thing.
Treating their women.
I don't see that.
Nothing. Like
so
trash,
you know, maybe I got old, and maybe
objects.
Y'all can say, "Hey, Michelle, you're a hypocrite," because back in the day when you was jamming the Snoop Dogg and all that stuff.
But jamming to it and letting someone treat you like that
to me, the music was totally separated from actual reality. Right. I would not have let a Snoop Dogg or anybody that looked like him call me a B.
Hey, B, come here.
Dude, who you talking to?
I wouldn't even respond because I know you ain't talking to me. So there's not even, I'm not even. But
what about those that would say, well, hey, you got to know your worth. Maybe you're not that type of crowd. You're not in that crowd. You're not in that group. But aren't we all trying to, as a collective, raise the standards of?
Is there a collective trying to raise the standards?
I don't think so, but I think there should be. I think there should be, but I don't think there is. No.
There is no collective trying to raise the standards.
Right.
It's almost like you get more clout the crazier you act.
And it's almost like there's a separation, because I think in the Black community, there are those that think that there are uppity Blacks, those that are college educated, and then there are those Blacks that are, you know, from the projects and poverty stricken. What you don't know is that most of those that have raised in their standard and that have come up they started there. Everybody started in the same place. I don't think that anybody did not have to come from the same lineage. I mean, then we all started in the same place. Then we all started as slaves. Then we all
did.
Okay,
we
so
did,
then we have to.
We're talking about modern times, so no, we did.
But I'm saying just over time, what was the difference between those that valued education, valued marriage, valued family versus those that don't? What happened? Where's the gap?
That's a good question. But I mean, I think that is about your particular lineage. Does your family look at this as important? Because you have some families, like you said, projects is not about a place.
Right.
Projects is about a mentality.
Okay.
So if your family has decided to stay in a project mentality, then there are some things that they don't value. Whereas in those who have strived to get to, get education, they see education as important. They see upward mobility as being important. Then those people, that division is going to be where they don't have the same mentality.
Okay. And you can't teach that then, huh? Are you either born like that or?
I think that I don't think it's about teaching. I think it's about exposure.
Okay.
I think it's about exposure. What are you exposed to? If you are only exposed to this type of mentality, that's all you know.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Know to want more.
Which is why it's important to each one reach one, each one teach one.
Okay.
Because if I have understood, or if I was born or raised with education is important, how I present myself is important, then what I need to do, my test is to reach back to those who are in, lower socioeconomic, whatever, in that mentality, and say, no, it's a better way.
Right.
It's a different way.
And I think we all should do that. I know that it's probably not easy. And let's just let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real. It's not always easy to do that, because I know when you try, you feel like, oh, these old hood rats, I tried to help them out, they cuss you out. It's not going to be easy.
They think, oh, you better than that.
Right. And so they're not even willing to accept even your it's the approach, it's the way you do it.
Right.
And I totally agree that I have harbored some of those same type of attitudes where I'm like, you try to help your folks and all of that. I've worked in situations where, I've been a supervisor, I've been a manager, I've worked with people that were low economic, Black people that look just like me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm trying to help them out, and they like, oh, well, you think you all that because you're the manager, you the supervisor, you know what I'm saying?
You better than me.
And then you just be like, man, our folks ain't never gonna learn. Some people get that attitude.
Frustrated.
You get like, man, forget it. What's the point? Let me just go and do me. But that's where you got to really kind of like push through the fact that and I don't like to say they as if I'm different from they, because I was they.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We got to dig in.
Yeah. And even when they tell you to go kick rocks and you think you all that, you keep pushing forward, because ultimately, like I said, these people are going to come into contact with your kid who you think, oh, my kid's Ivy League. We're out of that whole mentality. But let me tell you something. You never know when they start matriculating back into that community, back into that society, guns are getting shot, and it ain't no name on that bullet that gets shot. I've heard about plenty of young kids that were just out and want to go to the club and just do their thing, college educated, and just got caught up in the wrong situation. So it is a collective effort, whether we like it or not.
And we also have to be mindful, those of us who, are educated, who have had exposure to, the better things or the better side of life, whatever, we have to be careful that we still are relatable.
Right.
Because a lot of it is about being able to relate. And I remember being a volunteer at one of the public hospitals here in Atlanta, Grady Hospital, at the Rape Crisis Center. And I was new, and I'm, suited up, booted up, or whatever, my little notepad. What I did was I helped rape victims, or I went through the entire process of the medical process, and was an advocate for rape victims, those who would come into the hospital who had been sexually assaulted. And we're talking about all kind of people, we're talking about some who were, prostitutes, men and women, like we're talking about a whole gamut of people who come from different socioeconomic backgrounds. And I remember going to this one lady, and it was, and I was nervous. She didn't know I was nervous, but I was extremely nervous. It wasn't that I, was just so, my education. No, I was just nervous because it was one of the first patients that that I had seen. And I went in there, I had my notepad, I, probably had on my little cute little outfit or whatever, my notepad, and I'm just very formal. And she was, I don't know what the formal word or the PC word for prostitute is, but I mean, I don't know. Word. She's a prostitute. And so I'm asking the basic questions that I would ask anybody else, but I'm sitting there and, my legs are crossed and I have my little notepad and, and she went off on me. She went off on me. She was like, you're coming here with your little notepad, with your little cute clothes, thinking you're better than me. And I'm like,
what did you say?
I had to go inward, and I was like, you are.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You understand her struggle. Like, you may never have walked her life, but you got family, you've been in,
you know, she made that decision probably it wasn't an easy decision to make to even get into that lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had to take off all of that I thought was so professional and be like, girl, I'm real just like you.
Right.
Tell me what's going on. You know what I mean? But it helped me to understand, like, you can't always, you have to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
You have to meet people where they are. And I don't care what the school told you about how you present yourself, about professionalism. All of that went out the window. You got to be
with
relatable.
The real deal.
You
when it comes down to the real,
relatable. Yeah. Because the bottom line is, you can relate to her struggle.
Right.
Period.
One way or the other.
Period. Point blank. And when she started getting into it, she was like, you don't even know me. She was like, I come from this, like, a higher echelon type of family.
Right.
I fell into this through drugs or what, and I was like,
wow. So she educated you on some stuff.
Hello?
So if you had any preconceived notions, that was out the window.
And I did it,
right.
But the way I presented myself, I wasn't relatable.
Right.
And so it came across as that.
Yeah. But that's what you're taught to do.
Exactly.
Even though that's not really effective.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, just be you.
Yeah.
Just be you. Forget all the other stuff. You got to be able to relate to people and meet people where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I was like, girl,
right.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
We established such a rapport. I mean, we were together for 9 hours at that point, you know. So we had established such a rapport where she understood, oh, that ain't who she really is.
Right.
That's what academia told her to
be
herself.
right.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, just you got to be relatable.
Yeah.
You can't go into the hood acting like you don't understand.
Right.
Acting like, oh, God, I've never been in this. Oh, my God.
I've been in those situations too. I remember when I was working at the Georgia Dome, and I used to have to park across the street because I didn't want to pay for parking at the Dome. I was working during the Olympics. And girl, what was it? The hood, the Bluffs, and all that stuff over in Vine City.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was hard back then. And so I would park my car over there, and the dudes was, you know, when I get out the car, they was like, oh, you know, what's up, chick? And so if I talked all that, you know, leave me alone, acting like I'm untouchable, my car might not have been there when I got back. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
But when I got out, hey, what's up, y'all?
What up?
You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all in a minute. Appreciate it. Deuces, look out for my car.
Yes.
It's like, okay, she a chick just like, she just trying to work. So I always loved my people. I don't care how ignorant we act out here.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I don't love you, but it doesn't mean that we can't come up. I've never been in a situation where I've worked with people that were kind of on a, you know, just didn't take advantage of the opportunities out there, you know, that didn't go to college. And they always like gravitated towards me because I never acted, even at first they thought I was, it's like, oh, you don't even sound like you're from Atlanta.
Yeah.
But when you know, where I'm from, what I did, what I've been through, it's a gravitation. They want better. I'm telling you, people want better.
Yes.
They just looking for some folks that's not going to treat them like they're not nothing and like they don't deserve better. So
one other story. I remember my girlfriend was having a birthday party and it was at a strip club.
Yeah.
And I was younger, much younger. And so I was like, okay, I'll go. You know, met her and her friends at the strip club. Ended up, drinking probably way too much. Way too much. But we go to the strip club. I have to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom by myself. And at that time, or that particular strip club, the bathroom was the same place where the dancers and, you
already know what
it was a conjoined bathroom and, you know, locker room or whatever. And so, you know, had drank way too much, but I'm still, you know, me.
Yeah.
I go in and, you know, I use the bathroom, whatever, and the dancers are all around, and I end up talking to the dancers. And I'm just like, girls, y'all ain't got to do this. Like, it's a better way. You know, like, if you want to do it, whole different story. But I probably sat in there for at least 2 hours, you know, and it wasn't from a judgmental place. And one of the dancers was like, girl, if we didn't realize you was cool, we would have beat your ass a long time.
Exactly.
Coming in here telling us that it's a better way.
Thank you.
But I was normal. Yeah. I was me, and it was coming from a totally non-judgmental place,
right?
And people feel energy.
Yeah,
people understand. They can feel where your
realness
is.
And genuine. Yeah, when you're being genuine.
Real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and it was from a genuine place of, nah, for real though, shorties. Y'all could do something else if you want to.
Right.
Like, what else do you want to do besides this? Again, no judging, because I know you making your money to take care of yourself, to take care of your kids, take care of your family, whoever you taking care of with this. But I just want y'all to know that it's a different it's a different route that you can take.
Right.
And so I walked out with my life. I walked out without any punches, but I sat there for 2 hours and just listening to their stories. And, it was eye-opening. It helped me, so while I was pouring into them, they were pouring into me, which is why you can't go into situations thinking you better, everything. No, it's an exchange.
Because, man, people are people. And I'm gonna end my end of this, because I know, like I said, it's getting late. But I'm going to end this by saying, hey, white people, we get nervous going into our own hood sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We go out there, we get educated, we get degrees, and then we want to come back into our communities, and sometimes we're not easily accepted. So when you see all these stereotypical things on comedy shows or movies and stuff where the white woman is clutching her purse, well, guess what? Sometimes we clutch our purse in the hood and stuff like that, because we are also followed into the same propaganda that everybody's, a thug, a criminal, and all that. And I'm not just saying just black people, because I'm telling you, it's some, sketchy white people that I'm like
different nationalities.
So, I just want everybody to know that we all have those fears. But the thing is, stop letting that put you in a bubble where you can't reach out and pour into somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know, what your call is and what you can do to influence them. So,
and going back to our original subject, we need to, as Black women, just like all other demographics of people that I've seen, we need to be the gatekeepers for how we're portrayed. Period. Because the number one things, we have Black women out here who are, in the business world, who are professional, who are making the cheddar or whatever the kids say. I don't know what they say now.
Are they saying cheddar?
I don't know, cheese, whatever, but who are professional, who are doing it in academia, who are doing it in industries across the board. Why are we allowing anyone to relegate us to strippers on the side of a bus? And so, shameful. No, I'm not mad at this white man who's saying, mirror, Black women, is this how you want to be portrayed? Right. I'm not mad about that at all. I think he should have done that. And I think that if it's art, wonderful. Put it in a daggone gallery.
Exactly.
Put it in a daggone museum that gives me some context from the artist about her piece.
Right.
Because I'm not saying that her piece is negative. I don't know what the origin of her piece was. I don't know what was in her mind when she was creating it. But that's something that I want to know. Mm-hmm. When I look at art, I want to know that. And so I don't have a problem with that. But what I don't want is for it to be on the side of a bus that my children or anybody else's children can see, right. Black men can see, whoever else, other nationalities right. can see, and they're drawing their own conclusions.
Right. You shouldn't have to explain that. Right.
I should not have to explain
right.
it. So whoever approved this for me and Meek Mill's camp, whoever approved this, epic fail for you. Epic fail for you. And with the Meek Mill coming out of the justice system and his fight for, social justice and, all
people that rocked out for him,
mass incarceration.
Right.
This is not,
dude, come
how
on.
you do it.
That's how you come back. That's how you making your comeback.
So you're going to do all of this off of the back of a Black woman, the same Black woman or the same Black woman that birthed you, the same Black woman that birthed your mama, your daddy. Come on, do better, Black men. Do better about how you allow or how you represent your Black women. And Black women, be do better about how we're allowing ourselves to be represented.
Period. Point blank.
Period.
Done deal.
That's it.
Mic drop.
It's a wrap.
Can I?
It's a wrap.
Is there any way to drop this mic?
I don't know.
We're trying to drop this big mic, but it's a done deal, man. So,
I mean,
if you're catching us late in the replay, man, #replay, drop your comments. This is floating all over social media. So there is a huge viral video going on with this white dude that went completely ham about Meek Mill's cover. Check out the art. Like I say, drop your comments, holla at us. This is raindropcombos.com.
We try to come dropping gems
as usual, man. Just come in and having these conversations with y'all. Love y'all, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
We will. Stay with us.
Peace. Love y'all.